Do you feel, Larry, that if Donald Trump says tomorrow, I'm going to stop, I want to talk again, are Iranians going to get back with the same
No, I was
agenda?
happy to hear when your conversation with Professor Morandi, and I think exactly the same. Iran's going to say, oh, whoa, 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 wait a minute. We're not going back to like it was before. We're going to deal with the current reality. So current reality is you promised to unfreeze assets, but you kept finding an excuse not to. So you're going to have to unfreeze some assets and turn that money over to us now before we do anything else. That's one possibility. The other is, full lifting of the blockade and the sanctions, and get the get the easiest sanction removed right away. Well, maybe involve other countries. So they're going to ask for a lot up front, and that Israel is going to get the hell out of southern Lebanon.
I somehow doubt if Donald Trump wants to escalate to the Iranian energy facilities and, maybe power plants, because that would be hugely devastating for all of these GCC countries. I
Well,
would
yeah,
assume that that's going to put a lot of pressure on the oil market as well, because Iran going to hit some significant targets in these countries that would, even opening up the Strait of Hormuz, would not help in any way the oil market.
well, I mean, it's going to be the oil market that's going to determine Trump's timeline. So the price, like right now, the price of diesel is about $2 here in the States, $2 higher a gallon than regular gas. And that's because the diesel's produced at a different refinery and it relies upon this heavy crude. And there is a global shortage of heavy crude. I've gotten irritated. I'm just getting grumpy in my old age. I've had some people write in, well, you didn't talk about Canada and Mexico and Venezuela. And I go, yes, screw you. Yes, I did. And if you listened, folks, I've explained Canada, Mexico, and Venezuela cannot make up the gap. Okay? Wake up, world. There is a gap. The amount of sour crude coming out of the Persian Gulf was not just some extra luxury that, oh, good, we got some excess. No, it was a critical part of the global energy picture. It has been now cut off for 5 months. Really, okay, let's say 3.5 months, because the tankers that were filled and left the Gulf on the 28th and got out, 28th of February and got out, they reached their destinations all floated. Okay, but at that point, in early April, the shortage started. And there's been nothing since then other than this brief 2-3 weeks where some oil got out of the Persian Gulf, made its way to Asia. I think 95% of it went to Asia, if not all. So the diesel and aviation fuel, that's the problem. Wake up, people. There is no alternative to that. It can only be made with this heavy crude. Oh, no, that's not true. You can make it from light crude. Yes, you can, but those refineries are being used to make regular gasoline. They're not set up and designed to produce diesel and aviation fuel. So, God Almighty, this is, people wake up. This is what's going on. Sorry, I'm grumpy.
Uh, I talked with Mark Sloboda, Larry, and we were talking about the situation in Russia as well, because the oil from Russia is so important for the market. They're 11% of the oil, of the energy. And it seems that despite having all these difficulties of Ukrainian drones, Russia has adopted to be patient, continue the war of attrition instead of attacking drastically one of these countries in Europe or other. The perception on the part of Mark was this: that Russia going to continue. The only way that all these propaganda machine that is working 24/7, it's all about forcing Russia to do something differently from what they have been doing so far. It means that attacking some of these countries, NATO countries, that may bring some sort of escalation.
Yeah, did you see Stanislav Kripivnik, Stas? He posted a video. So he's driving around Moscow, and then he drives around some other parts of Russia. And he said, "Oh my God, here, look at all these cars that are abandoned. They ran out of gas. Look at all the lines at the gas stations." And meanwhile, he's videoing it real time, and there's no lines, there are no abandoned cars. There's a traffic jam because everybody, we're going, it was like rush hour going the one way. I mean, it was just, he was being sarcastic that if you read the Western press, you come away with the impression, oh my God, Russia is in serious, serious problems. They're losing. They're out of energy. They don't have enough gas. They're having to import. They're at the end of the rope. And it's not true. In fact, what Russia has done over the course of the last now 2 weeks, they have stepped up their attacks on all possible, both fabrication, industrial facilities. They in any way could be involved with drones. They're attacking warehouses where those drones are stored. They're attacking operation centers that operate and try to direct those drones out. They've shut down. They basically closed Odessa port. For the last previous 4 years, going back to 2022, when the war started, and Alexander Mercouris did a great job of discussing this the other day. I'd encourage folks to go listen to him at the Duran. Pointed out that the UN and other countries came begging the Russians, please don't interfere with the exports of grain out of Ukraine. And Russia said, oh, okay, we'll leave them alone, provided they leave us alone. Well, Ukraine didn't leave them alone. They started attacking, and they've been attacking U.S. grain ships and others over the last 4 years. And so Russia has now reached the stage where they said, Niet, no more. This is done. We're not doing that anymore. So they're hitting any ship that's inbound to Odessa, it's getting hit. Any ones that are there in port, they're getting hit. And the ships with the insurance are going to say, whoop, war zone, we're not going to go there. So effectively, Russia's going to shut down Odessa and Nikolaev. And when those are shut down, that's going to be another dagger in the heart of Ukraine's economy.